Anyway, the show must go on, you know, so I would say, so we must go on. So pag-usapan po natin ngayon, work visas. But it's a change from our usual topics. Usually we talk about shortage occupation lists, for example, nga to do with carers, and certainly making applications from abroad coming to the United Kingdom. But today, ang pag-uusapan natin, specifically, I've steered away from that because I want to discuss work visas kung nandito na nga kayo, applicants in the United Kingdom, no? And where the job, no, is not in the shortage occupation list, because that's equally that category of people, those applicants are of course will probably make up more than those coming in under the shortage occupation list. So it's a big topic po. So I hope you will enjoy, no? Now, unang-una, nandito na nga kayo, no? So applicants, pag-usapan natin, applicants nandito na nga sa United Kingdom. So first question really is, can you swap, no, your visa, kung ano ang visa nyo ngayon, no, whilst you're in the United Kingdom? I mean, clearly, kung British ka kayo, you indefinitely remain, hindi nyo kailangan, o Irish, no? But if you have limited leave to remain in the United Kingdom, kahit anong lahi nyo, can you swap that limited leave to remain to be able to work in the United Kingdom, no? So ang tawag doon sa rota, it's called skilled worker route. That's the most common way of being able to enter the UK or remain in the United Kingdom to work, no? So unang-unang kailangan natin tignan, can you swap, no? Now you can't swap, so you cannot swap your visa if you are a visitor, no? So tourist visa, visit visa, same thing. You can't swap to skilled worker route kung nandito nga kayo, no? Or if you are here on a short-term student visa. Again, say nandito kayo to study for 3 months nga or for 6 months, again, hindi pwede. You can't swap. Or if you are the parent of the child student visa. So, ditong anak nyo, nag-aaral ng anak nyo dito, and you have the visa under that route, dahil kailangan silang samahan nga dito, then again, you can't swap to this, no? Or if you're what's called a seasonal worker visa. So, sabihin natin, nandito nga kayo, you've been brought into fruit pick, no? Agriculture, for example. You can't swap if you're on this seasonal worker visa. Also, unfortunately, if you have a domestic work visa nga dito in a private household, so sabihin natin na nanggaling sa Pilipinas o nanggaling nga kayo sa Dubai, Qatar, o namang bansa, nandito nga kayo, you accompany your employer in the United Kingdom, ang visa nyo ay yung 6 months domestic work visa. Again, hindi po pwede. You can't swap domestic work visa to the skilled worker route, unfortunately, no? Also, kung nandito nga kayo, but you're on immigration bail, no? Because you've been overstayers, din nga natin, and you're on immigration bail at the moment. That means you also cannot swap the visa. And just for clarity, kung wala nga kayong visa dito, overstayer nga kayo dito, then you can't also apply. So it's not a question really of swapping, wala nga kayong visa, no? You can't also apply under the skilled worker route. Kung overstayer na nga kayo dito. On top of that, if you have maybe visa nga kayo, but being given a visa on compassionate grounds, no? Makikita niyo dun sa sulat ng Home Office kung nung binigyan nga kayo ng visa. So it would actually say there, you give a visa on exceptional circumstances, compassionate grounds. Kung yun ang visa, yung klase ng visa nyo, again, you can't swap to this skilled worker route. So unless you come within those exceptions, then you can. So sabihin natin, spouse visa na kayo, nandito kayo dito, and for whatever reason, you can't extend on the same thing. Sabihin natin, naghiwalay na kayo, relationship breakdown, or indeed, kung estudyante nga kayo dito, matagal nga kayo dito, nag-aaral kayo, and you want to see about swapping over to be able to work in the United Kingdom. So apart from those, actually not so many, exceptions, you should be able to swap your visa and to one that allows you to work, no? Nga, sabi ko kanina, ang pag-uusapan natin, we're veering away from the skilled, the shortage occupation route. So ang pag-uusapan natin mainly, we'll touch on the shortage occupation route, but mainly pag-uusapan natin kung ang occupation nga is not within the shortage occupation route. So hindi kayo nurse, hindi kayo doktor, hindi kayo carer nga dito, no? So what do you do if you're outside those types of occupations? Now, ang unang-una, and I say this in relation to anything to do with the points-based system, in-country, out-country application nga, shortage occupation list o hindi. Ang una pong kailangan nyo trabaho, no? Hindi nga iba, kahit anong trabaho. Kailangan nyo yung employer merong silang lisensya. So sponsorship license ang tawag nga, no? Now, so you need a job offer from an employer with a sponsorship license. Now, dahil nandito nga kayo, there are two types of what's called certificate of sponsorship. Basically, yun binibigay nila sa inyo, sa mga applicants, sa potential employees nila in order to be able to take up employment, no? So, yung ang tawag po, certificate of sponsorship. Now, dalawang klase yun, no? There's something called the defined certificate of sponsorship, defined cost, and there's something called undefined cost. Kung nandito na nga kayo, estudyante o kaya spouse visa, nandito nga kayo, ang kailangang bigay sa inyo is called undefined cost dahil nandito kayo sa UK. Kung magagaling kayo sa Pilipinas, sabihin natin, then kailangan nyo yung defined cost. So that's really the difference between the two. It's harder, frankly, to get a defined cost. But undefined cost, you have to, again, they need to allocate that to you. Now, it's actually a virtual number. So, reference nga lang bibigay sa inyo. So, yun ang una. Now, in order to be able to swap your visa, as I say, kailangan yung job offer in the United Kingdom from an employer that who has a sponsorship license and who can allocate to you at obviously one undefined cost. On top of that, or rather the next thing would be you need to be able to show a total of 70 points. Now, that's divided into, if you like, two main categories. So there's 50 points are from what's called mandatory requirements. So, ibig sabihin, you can't trade it off against something else. You can't make it up by doing something else. Kailangan yung pakita. Mandatory points. How is that made up? Now, 20 points po galing dun sa sponsorship. So, meron kang sponsor, they have a sponsorship license, and they want to issue you the cost, meron na kayong 20 points, which is great, no? Now, ang pangalawa, it's job skill. And this, we're going to spend just a little bit more time on, because that is the thing that confuses people, no? So, job at an appropriate skill, that will give you the next 20 points. No? Now, anong ibig sabihin yun? Now, skill levels refers to the level of the job itself, yung trabaho po, not the level of qualification. So, that's what we need to look at, no? The level of the job. Anong gagawin nyo nga dito, no? So for example, if you're going to be actors, no? So they're on the list, no? Actors, singers, for example, bricklayers, no? They're on the list. So your skill set must of course satisfy that, and the job is within this, shortage or this skilled worker list. And not all jobs are there. So for example, domestic workers are not on the list. But you will be able to find that out kung the job, the post is on the list by looking on the Home Office website. Now, if you can't find it, email me. Bigyan yung email ko mamaya. because I have that list and I'll send you nga the link. No? On top of that, you should also check if your job is under the shortage occupation list. Pero yung listang nasa akin, na gusto ko, na I'm more than happy to share with you, nandun yung income din. So we'll go through that. Now, I'll be coming back to the skill level. But so you have 40 points. So you have the job offer, and then you have the skill level. Now you get another 10 points, for English language. Now it's level B1 po. No, that's higher, actually quite a bit higher than say the A1 test kung pumasok nga kayo dito as a spouse. So kung pumasok kayo as a spouse, you would have undertaken, if you're coming from the Philippines nga, the A1 level. Nakapasa nga kayo. Pero hindi po yun sapat. Kailangan nyo pakita B1, no? And that's quite a bit more challenging, no, than the need A2. So if you're looking to change over nga dito, siguraduhin nyo that you've done the B1 test. Unless, of course, you exempt. Exemptions will be, for example, kung dito kayo nag-aral. So, estudyante kayo, you've done your degree in English, then you don't need to do the B1 level because you have the English language as part nga of your degree. O kaya, if you're coming from a country where English is the main language. So, for example, the US, no? So then you need nga to show the B1. But otherwise, kung manggagaling nga kayo sa Pilipinas, nandito na nga kayo, sabihin natin as a spouse, you need to be able to show the B1. And kung hindi kayo makapasa ang unang-una, take it again. There's no limit. No? So it's valid for 2 years. So you should do it sooner rather than later, just in case you need to retake it. So going back, so your sponsorship license, sponsorship rather, 20 points. A job at the appropriate level, another 20 points. And then English language, 10 points. So 50 points na tayo, ha? Pero kulang kapos pa rin, no? Because kailangan natin pagita 70 points, di ba? Okay? So where do you get the 70 points from? Now, the 20 points from. The 20 points is what's called tradable points. So you can put, you can use something else, no? In order to make up the 20 points. So for example po, no? Kung trabaho nyo comes under the shortage occupation list. So sabihin natin, you want to swap to, say, a carer, no? Because it's part of the shortage occupation list, you get then the 20 points. But if it's not part of the shortage occupation list, then mainly titingnan nila yung income. Okay? So now, because it's not part of the shortage occupation list, kailangan pakita that the income is at least 25,600, but no, it could be more than that. So so it's either 25,600 or the going rate. No, what they mean by going, so what's going rate is could be more than the 25,600. So but it could also be less. If it's less, then if the going rate is less than 25,600, then kailangan yung pakita is 25,600 ang kita nyo, no? Now, the 25,600 is calculated also on an hourly basis. So, kung 25,600 ang kailangang sweldo nga, that equates to about £10.10 per hour on a 35-hour week, okay? So, even though ang income nyo 25,600, kung ang hours nyo is natin 40 hours per week, kapos yun. So, you need to make sure you do your calculations, no? So, if you're working, say, 40 hours, then you need to be earning £10.10 times 40 hours, no? Otherwise, if it's 35 hours nga, make sure that it's at least 25,600. But as I say, that could be more, no? Now, so I'll give you an example nga. It's if actually I was looking this for a client earlier on. So akong trabaho nga niya. So sabihin natin nandito nga kayo. Actually, my client nandito nga siya. She's on a spouse visa nga ngayon, but unfortunately things have not worked out. Now she actually is an actor singer, no? Now, she wants to see if she can swap yung visa niya nga ngayon as a spouse to something that allows her to work on this basis. Because she actually has had an offer, a job offer to that complements her skills as an actor and singer nga. And fortunately, yung proposed employer niya also has sponsorship license. So sa kanya, actor singer comes under the code 3413. Okay, not on the shortage occupation list, understandably, no. Pero ang income kailangan niyang pakita, and this may be a problem for this client of mine, no. The income that she needs to show is at least 32,200 pounds per year, per annum. And that's approximately £15.88 on 35-hour week per hour, no? So it's quite a high income, and that may be the issue nga sa kanya. But so there, the going rate, no, that's assessed for that job, that is code 3413, actor, actor or singer, or both in this case, nga, is 32,200 pounds ang kailangan sweldo niya. No? So in her case, sponsorship license hindi nga problema. Dahil may lisensya nga yung employer niya. She clearly has this skill set, and what she will be doing comes under, and her experience it will satisfy yung code nga 3413. Okay? B1 test, hindi nga din, she hasn't undertaken it yet, but she will take it up. Hindi nga din yung magiging problema. I'm confident she will pass that. So, and then yung income, yung kailangan pakita. And that is where I'm a little bit worried nga para sa kanya. So, ang income na kailangan pakita is no less than 32,200 pounds, because that is what they call going rate nga for that type of visa. So, but if she can, and we're hoping that she would be able to, 32,200, then ibig sabihin, mapapalitan niya yung visa niya, which is currently as a spouse, no, to a visa under the skilled worker route. No? So, ang visa bibigay sa kanya, likely to be a 3-year visa. If it's a 3-year visa, then there's a fee. So, let's look at the cost, no? There's for 3-year visa at 625 pounds, no? Dahil nga it's not, she's not working, her visa will not be under as a healthcare worker. Kailangan niya magbayad ng IHS, the Immigration Health Surcharge, and that is calculated at 624 pounds per year. So 624 times 3 equals 1,872. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan niyang bayaran 1,872 plus the 625 pounds. So, obviously, shy of 3,000 pounds, but that would be the home office fee. Maganda nga, in her case, even though nagka-problema nga yung relationship niya, and without being able to swap it for something else, kailangan bumalik nga sa atin, which she doesn't want to do. So, because she does have this skill set, and she has this job offer from a sponsored license holder, she will likely be able to swap yung visa nga niya from that of a spouse to that of the skilled worker route. So, sabihin natin, she's able to do that. Now, if she's able to do that, she will need to satisfy a total of 5 years under the skilled worker route. Hindi niya pwedeng isama nga yung 2.5 years. Well, actually, she's not been here 2.5 years, but she can't count towards that, the time that she as a spouse. Okay? So, that means it's 5 years nga under the skilled worker route. And once she's satisfied that, yung 5 years nga dito, then it could be, hopefully, makakakuha siya ng indefinite leave to remain. So she can then make an application for indefinite leave to remain on the basis that ang taon na nga siya o mahigit na as under the skilled worker route. No? Now, if that then continues, nakakuha nga siya indefinite leave to remain, 12 months after that, at least at the moment, unless the law changes, 12 months after that, she can make, after getting the indefinite leave to remain, pwede siya kumuha ng, magpasok ng application for what's called naturalization. No? Naturalization is the process nga before being able to get a British passport. So, in her case, I'm hoping nga we'll be able to swap her visa. So kung nandito nga kayo at the moment, on anything but a visit visa, short-term student, parent of a child student visa in the UK, seasonal worker, domestic worker, or being given leave to remain under compassionate circumstances, if you're outside those categories, then you can seriously look and potentially get a visa as a skilled worker, in the United Kingdom. Of course, you can also go back, make an application from the Philippines, for example, pabalik nga dito, but you don't even necessarily need to do that. Yung kaklayante ko nga, as I was saying, who's here on a spouse visa, she will be able to, and I've advised her to pursue an application nga in country in order to be able to see about swapping her visa to one that allows her to work in the UK. And beware po until you get your visa, the skilled worker route, hindi pa kayo pwedeng magtrabaho nga on that basis. But in her case, it's not actually an issue. The spouse visa nga siya, so she's able to continue working for on the same basis for the moment until she swaps. Once she swaps it, then of course, ang trabaho niya, she will be working for that employer that gave her the sponsorship, the certificate of sponsorship. So the her sponsoring employer. So kung ganun sitwasyon nyo, look at this, and tignan nyo maigi the skilled work route. And as I say, kung hindi kayo sigurado kung nandun yung trabaho nyo, then let me know and I'll send you nga the link to the Home Office website. Nandun po, nandun din nga. It's a little bit confusing dahil yung lista nga nung the codes, the skilled worker jobs, is actually separated from the list of where it's a shortage occupation list, and also separated in part from the list showing the income. So, but I'm happy to send you the links, so that you can check it out. Because if it's something that interests you and will help you, happy to help. So I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. So Paula.